all what you think about what is love, it's not exactly how it's supposed to be. So you growing up in a world, you think like if you do good for other people and like um be put other people before you, that's how people gonna love you, and then you going far 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 from who you really are. And I learned that.
Hello, Shani. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much for joining the show. I really appreciate your time. I know you have a lot of things on your plate, so thank you very much.
Welcome, I'm happy to be here.
Oh, for sure. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of value. And before I want to ask you about, the enlightening or, the conclusion you got to in India, which is amazing and, can help a lot of people. I first want you to share more of your story. I know you went through a lot of challenges, also the eating disorder and, also things that have to do with self-esteem and getting confidence in your life. And you really did a lot of amazing work that I know helped you and will keep on helping you, but it could also help a lot of other people. So if you could just share more of your story, and then we'll keep on diving deep inside.
Starting, I think, like, it's a lot of things that I've been through in my life. I went to a lot of things, and then, like, from a very young child, I've been like a mature, like, very fast.
You're saying when you were really young, you got already mature in a really young age.
Yes, yes, exactly. So my dad is was dead when I was 5 years old,
Wow.
and then I like went. I didn't know what actually is going on. I was so young and like just trying to help. I did a lot of things to help people, to be for people. So sometimes I just forgot myself, and I think that's why I started the eating disorder. It's like to be small and small, and not just physically, and also like emotionally, just be for people, not for
You're
myself.
saying that basically you're trying to all this time, maybe you're talking about eating disorder, but like putting yourself in a smaller place that way you could not take that much space and please more people and be there more for people. And then in one of the lectures, you said that what happened?
In my lecture, I talk about what is love. What is the first love of some of person? So the first love is mom and dad. So you learn what is love from, they give you lots of love, but when you grow and grow, the love is changing. They happy when you're a good boy or good girl. They sad when you're doing something not good.
That your love is basically dependent on something that you do.
Yes, yes, exactly. So all what you think about what is love, it's not exactly how it's supposed to be. So you growing up in a world, you think like if you do good for other people and like um be put other people before you, that's how people gonna love you, and then you going far 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 from who you really are. And I learned that I don't love everyone. Nobody is love, so nobody is gonna love. No, not everyone is going to love me, and I need to be more relatable to myself and do things for myself and put myself in the first place, and just just love who I am because who I are, not because people say how good I am and how good I look, and like things like that. So I learn about it a lot, and I realize that I have a eating disorder, and that's
The eating disorder you discovered in an early age.
yes, in like 2 years ago, I really realized it's something that's really there, and like everything about eating is a very big issue, but it's not only that.
You're saying it's something really deep, but I want to go a step back and go back to something that you said, which is it's amazing, it's beautiful, it's crazy, maybe it's all together. You said that many times as how we see love is something that we need to be there for other people outside, and but when we're going outside and outside and outside, we're getting further from ourselves. So that love is not real love. It's disconnecting from ourselves, if I understand you correctly, because we're only there for other people, and other people is amazing. No, don't get me wrong, but I really connect to what you said, that first you need to be there for yourself. So that's something that is really
Exactly.
really important to understand. And then I stop you in the middle, but we were talking about the eating the story that you got at an early age, and I'm trying to understand, like, how do you think that has to do with the self-love or self-confidence?
I think that the point of like to be for other people and like eating less than what I really need, it's like it's two things that comes together. So when I not love myself, so I think I'm not good. I don't look so good. I need to eat less to be skinnier, and all of the things like how I look, I put it like in the first spot on my life, but it's not really that. It's something deeper than that. So so what I started to say about love and like the meaning of love of yourself, it's like to understand that to love yourself is not depending on anything, not how you look, not how much money you have, not if you in the good job or you don't. Like it's to love yourself based on just love. And if you love yourself because of these things, it's not really love. And that it's the confidence. So if somebody says to me a good thing or a bad thing, it's like changing my motivation, changing my attitude. So it's it's not really a confidence. It's to be depending all the time in outside.
Outside objects. You're basically saying that
Yes.
your self-love doesn't depend, first, doesn't depend on any outside object. Second, it doesn't also depend on anything outside, not only other people, if I understand you correct, also doesn't depend on anything outside in your personal life. So your job, the way you look, the money you have, the friends. You're saying self-love is basically something that comes from the inside, nothing to do, not dependent on anything from the outside. Is that correct?
Yes. And when you really, really love yourself, it's a point that you can going on and do whatever you like, making your dream come true, do unusual stuff, and don't care about like what people say. They're going to say to you all the times, do like this, do like that, don't do that. Everybody thinks they know what is best for you, but if you don't like connect to yourself really, so you can't live your life like you really love. And if you want to stay at home and everybody is going out to a bar, or you can take a lot of examples of things like that. It's just a simple example of being relatable, that what you love, what you want now, exactly in this moment, what you love, what you want to do, where you want to be, with who you want to be. it's it's changing life, really, when you really connect to it. So also the other people around you is going, the attitude is going to change. They maybe yes, maybe not, you don't really know, but if you really stay on your stage and like show them, not to approve, just show them who you are. That's what I am. If you don't like it, it's okay. I can't be other person anymore. I can't like say yes to everything anymore. It's just can ruin your life and ruin your thought. It can be destroyed your dreams, because if you
Oh,
now want to sit and like write a book, or learning something or doing something other than just hanging out, and people say, oh, you're so heavy, you always do like things like that. And also like they do the thing that I did to myself, putting myself in a small place. And when they say, and it's not always like from a bad situation. A lot of times people say things because they want the best for us, not the good. They don't want bad, but they do it in a crooked way. So you just say, okay, this is your opinion. I respect it, but I gonna do something else.
nice. You said over here something really nice. I heard, I think it was this morning or yesterday, a lecture by Brené Brown, and she's like #1 when it has to do with vulnerability. And whoever didn't see Brené Brown's TED Talk should go and watch it right now. But she says exactly what you mentioned right now. She basically says that you could tell them, hey, I appreciate, your thoughts. I appreciate what you say, because you can say, I don't give a damn about what other people say, because we're human beings, and people that are close to you, you will give a damn.
Yeah.
But if you say and you told them what you just now said, so you don't just put it under the carpet. You tell them, listen, I appreciate your thoughts. Thank you very much. I hear what you're saying, but I'm going to do this because this is what's best for me. So you do, of course, if it's someone you don't care about, so there's also no reason to go through that. But if it's someone you do, you don't need to, throw them away, but just, share with them that you appreciate it, but you're continuing in your life. And I want to, to go a little bit deeper when it comes to self-love. It's it's easy to now to talk, on Zoom. You have a nice background. I love the waterfalls, and it's really easy to talk about self-love. But one of the biggest challenges we have, I think, today is first comparison to other people, and that's why we're not loving ourselves. I know you said we shouldn't depend on other people, but that's what happens. And number two is that we're always trying to be this perfect human being, which there's no perfect. So how did you do? What were the steps that you took in order to build that self-love and that self-confidence, that help you to move forward in life, to write your book, to be also on TV shows? What helped you go like, what are the steps that you took that help you to go through it, that also other people can take them?
So the first thing, it's always work. Like I not open my eye. I don't open my eyes every single day and say, wow, how I love myself. I supposed to do it. Everybody's supposed to do it, and be thankful um, what we have. But it's always work. It's always to say to yourself a good things, to see the good things that you have, the good things you give to others. It's it's a very big work. I think it's the hardest work we ever gonna have. And like I think the base about everything, about success, about money, about love other people, about being yourself, the base is to love yourself. And when you love yourself and do a good work about it, so you can go to do other work in other things in your life.
You can thrive much more, but how do you actually love yourself? It's like I understand it's work, but what do you
Yeah.
actually do?
So listen to yourself. What you really need now. What is important to you is to do good things to yourself. So what it means to do things you love, to say good words to yourself, pray, listen to music. Um, don't like compare yourself to others, because in the social media it's like the worst thing you do like that, and see like how amazing people the life of other people looks, but not the it's not the real thing. It's not. They show you a specific moment, and it's it can be so damage to your self-confidence and to how you look about your life, and you can spend lots of hours to see life of other people and think, wow, if I had that, I was happy. If I have that, I was I'm going to be happy. But it's not the real thing. It's not it's not the truth. So
Yeah,
love yourself is to say, not like, okay, that's what I'm having, that's it, like, I don't need to be success, I don't need a lot of money. No. It's to love yourself based on what you have, what you are now, and to believe that you're going to do things, that dreams is going to come true.
for sure. For sure. I really like what you said, that that sometimes we wait for to be like someone else or to have something else and then to be happy. And that would never work. It says in the Bible, who that is happy, who the one is that is happy with what he has. Now, like you said, it doesn't mean that we don't strive for more, but if we always look for that next thing and next thing, it would never end. I was visiting I won't say when and I won't say the name, but a really famous actor. And when I was talking to them, they were talking to me about all of the beautiful things that other people have. And I was looking at them like, well, like you're one of the top actors in Hollywood. And like, what are you talking about? Like, you have what everyone dream about. Yeah, but if we always look outside and look to a different person, so we'll never be happy with what we have. And I think that's a really important
Exactly.
start in order to love ourselves. So one of the things I really connected in what you said, and then actually I want to jump to India, is that the beauty that we have in us, that is basically, that's everything. The beauty that we have in us is the treasure that we have in us. Now, in order to see that treasure, in order to see that beauty, we need to love ourselves. In order also to give more to other people, we need to love ourselves, so we'll be able to provide them with more. This channel talks about, lighting your path by discovering the beauty that is in you. All of that is in order to serve a purpose that is greater than yourself. But as we say, in order to serve a purpose that is greater than yourself, you first have to invest in yourself, like you said before. So I think all that, it's really, really crucial to understand. And I think something else, and this is where we come into India, which I didn't go to India. I went to Nepal. I did some climbing over there, but India I didn't get to yet. We could talk a lot about, investing in ourselves and doing things we like you mentioned a second ago. But then sometimes, we have like a clock. So we say, okay, so I did already 1, 2, 3 things, and already a few hours passed, a few days passed, a few years passed, and I didn't get what I want. In India, you said that you got, to start understanding that each thing happens at the right time that is supposed to happen. And that's not necessarily the time that you think needs to happen. And what brought you in general in life to that understanding that not everything happens on your pace when you think needs to happen, and not necessarily the thing you think needs to happen will happen? India, a lot of things happened there, but what happened? Like what brought you to that understanding?
A lot of things. Now I can say like relationship is something like I was looking for from really young age, and I say, okay, I looking good, I smart, I like one I serious why it doesn't happen to me. And I tried and go on a dates and like wanted really wanted the big love that everyone talking about. And now I have this relationship and I understand why it didn't work. Not just because I found the right person, also because I found myself before that. Before that, I didn't connect really to myself, didn't love myself enough to have this good relationship. And if I meet him like 2 years ago,
It wouldn't have worked.
yes, it wouldn't work. And it's hard when you in the thing you're looking for, if it's job, if it's relationship, if it's I don't know, a big dream or everything specific relationship. I think it's like the thing is like everybody wants, I, not everybody but most of the people wants. And now in the world of like you can just swipe people
Yeah.
like that and like say goodbye and like moving on so fast, everything is so fast. It's harder and harder to find that person. And it's also work after you found it. And I learned that you think like now I want this job, but you going to this job, you it fits you now, it fits that the way you live now, it's the right thing, you think it's the right thing for you, but you don't like know really what is good for you and what is the best to you.
Hi, I hope this video is serving you. I just want to share with you that my belief in life is that you are here to serve a purpose greater than yourself. But in order to do that the best way, you must start with investing in yourself. Enjoy the rest of the video. For sure. I totally agree with that. I think in general in life, I'm also is someone that is in the relationship looking for, I think, like 13 years. And not only relationship, in a lot of things, I got to a conclusion that just to surrender and let go, and not like I personally believe that we're spiritual being having a human experience. So my attitude to life today, I try to control for a lot of time, for a lot of years, also in my business in the real estate in America, and also in different things I did in life. And I just say, you know what? It's not a place of giving up. It's just a place of understanding that this world is a much bigger picture than what we think it is. And just to surrender and let go. Surrender means basically, like you said before, you don't know what needs to happen, when it needs to happen. There's someone above you that I call it God, someone else can call it universe, call it whatever you want, that has a plan. Now, what you need to be is you need to be the person that's in charge of your action step, of your next action step, and understand, the more I learn, I also understand that the more I learn, I understand I don't know. There's a famous saying of Wayne Dyer, have a mind open to everything and attached to nothing. Anything and everything is possible. So I think when a human being comes to this world with understanding, like you said before, like that, that epiphany you had in India, that everything happens at the right time, life totally changes. First, because you understand that you're not in control. So, some weight goes off your shoulder. That's number one. Number two, it gives you more the opportunity to focus on what you said and loving yourself. When you love yourself, so you discover more of the beauty that is in yourself. When you do that, you see, you light your path and you light the path of the people surrounding you. So the second you're focused more on you, it gives you more opportunity to see all of the beauty, the treasure that is in you. So I really connect to what you said over there. And I would love, towards the end to ask you if we could be just a little bit more practical, because for people to listen, if they're only going to listen, it's going to be a waste of time. And I like when people take action steps, and then, like we said, release the control of what's going to happen. We just do our part. But what are those action steps? You said about investing in yourself, doing things you like, but what are the things people could do in order to love themselves also when they don't feel like it, when they feel like they're a piece of crap? And number two, how they could still build their self-confidence in that time. Because it's easy to talk about all of this when everything's going great, where
Yeah.
you have a good job, good family, good relationship, good house. But what would you recommend people when you're in your most challenging times? What were those things that you did for yourself that helped you? And of course, it's the concept. Maybe someone will do something else, but
So yeah, yeah. So every single person, something else is good, and they can connect it. I had to go to psychological
the therapy.
therapy. Yeah, go to NLP therapy.
You're just saying to go to a certain type of therapy, each person with a therapy
Yes,
that is
to
good for them.
learn to read books that talking about it, about love, and like how to prove your motivation, to write, to remember the good things that you did, the good things you have, to remind yourself every single day why you love yourself. Remind yourself that you love yourself no matter what, and to start to listen yourself, but really, like, when somebody asks you something, like you want to go to, I don't know, to a party, so not just say yes or no. Think, stop, think what I want, what I need now, what is good for me, what is good for me for the long run, just not just for the small run. Like, to if somebody gives me a joint or cigarette, it's good for for now, but if it's going to be good for like another 2 years from now, and always thing like that, and do sport, move, being in
Type of
movement,
movement is amazing.
and talk with people that you really trust. That uh, I think, like, family, I don't know, everybody have somebody that sometimes it's family, sometimes it's a good friend. Talk about the things, ask them things about yourself, about what what you going through, um, to be um, real with yourself.
Yeah,
Not say just what people want to hear. Say what you really think. I think this is the biggest things you need to do. And read my book.
for sure. Would love us to put a link for your book. And I really connected to what you said at the end, that I don't know if it should necessarily be therapy or just someone that you can trust and talk to them. Could be therapy, doesn't mean a therapist, but could be the therapist or someone you trust or both, whatever. But two really big things that I learned in my personal journey, also people I interviewed and a lot of other people, that I have a saying, the most amazing things in life are the ones you take for granted. So have gratitude for what you already have, because the fact you woke up in the morning and you have trillions of cells in your body that are working, and you can see, you can hear, if you're hearing this, I guess. No, these things could disappear in a second. It doesn't matter. Forget about
Yeah.
all the other things you want. I'm not saying forget, but first be grateful for what you have inside you. That way you'll be able to see more of the beauty that is in you and discover more and more. And then I'll say the second one is just to add on that to, I used to have self-criticism like crazy. If you do something wrong, okay, you did something wrong. I'm not saying like to say, okay, amazing, but something wrong is also something good. Why? Because it's a good lesson for the future. So give yourself feedback. Amazing. Ray Dalio speaks about that learning is basically reflection, is taking action steps, falling, reflecting, and growing. But criticism, you'll just take yourself down. And you spoke this whole time about self-love. Criticism will be exactly the opposite. So understand that also you have to connect to yourself. And also in general, people could connect to you and you could connect to people only to the level that you're connected to yourself. So as you mentioned before,
Exactly.
you weren't able to connect to other people because you weren't connected enough to yourself. So I really appreciate all of those points you brought here, and I'll put links for the book. And if anyone has a question, also to your social media. And again, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed the video and you got some tools to overcome your challenges and light your path. For us to help other people, please press that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget that the most amazing things in life are the one you take for granted.